Hey Virgo, welcome to my channel and welcome to my very first star sign read. And I picked you guys because happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday dear Virgo, happy birthday to you. So hopefully it's still your birthday season when I upload this. I'm pretty sure it will be, so you probably already had it, but happy birthday. I hope you had a really, really good one. So what we're going to do today is it's a general read and we'll see what comes out. But first we're going to have a look at the source perspective of what's going on in your life right now. So this could be a bit of an energy check just to let you know that, yep, this reading is for you. Then we'll have a look at any challenges or opportunities that are in your life at the moment. Then we'll have a look at any advice or attitudes to adopt. And then we'll look at what you expect to happen next in your life over the next month or so. And then we'll have a look at the unexpected. So something that's just going to come up and, something that you just least expect. Then we'll have a look at the near future. And that's usually around the next month or so, 2 to 4 weeks. And then we'll have a look at the long-term future potential. And that's just going to be a potential because your future can change with any choice you make. So that's just to see, what's going on for the next 2 to 6 months, and you got more than an opportunity to change that if you want to, or keep it going, keep doing what you're doing if that looks good. Okay, so with that said, I'm just going to get straight into it. So let's have a look at the source perspective of your life right now, your higher self perspective of your life right now, and basically the general theme for what's going on in your life. And we'll be using the Hero's Journey for that. So I'll just get as many cards as I need and I'll clarify with a couple other decks if I need to, just to get a general feel, and this will also set the tone for the read itself. Okay. All right. Source perspective on your life right now for Virgo. What's going on? And being a source perspective, it'll be a much broader perspective or a higher perspective. Whoa, okay, that should be enough. Okay, so let's just, and I take them as they fall. So that was like that. See, that came out reversed, and so did that. So because I don't generally read these reversed, when they do come out reversed, I take notice of it. Okay, and on the bottom of the deck, we've got stand up and be recognized. Behold, you are the inspiration you've been looking for. So I won't put that there because otherwise I'm just going to completely run out of room. So this one is the unknown is your friend. Lean in to embrace what's next. That's that one. And I'm going to just turn this upside down or the right way around so I can actually read it. 10,000 angels. Lean on your circle of supernatural support. And this is source perspective too, by the way. So me time. Oh my God. All right, so that way, so remember. Me time, which is what you guys are good with, I should say. Me time, enjoy your own company. Okay. So I would say that at the moment, source is seeing you step outside your element at the moment. Normally you would, you're very introspective. So normally you would go within as much as possible to regroup and just recenter in your own energy. And source is seeing that you're actually not doing that as much as you need to. Perhaps life is actually, okay, it's starting to fall now. Life is forcing you to, in other directions. It's distracting you in other directions when normally you would, for example, sit in your own energy and perhaps commune with your guides or commune with your higher self, or even just get in with your gut, or just even commune with nature. And since you're an earth energy, so that would be a very good way for you to actually connect in, or just spend time with yourself in a way that gets you into the present moment and gets you into that state where you do receive messages in. Source is seeing that you're being distracted from that. And what I'm feeling is that is actually starting to affect you, because this is your space. This is how you recharge. This is how you get into your power. And for some reason you haven't been doing that lately, and you know it. You know it. This is not a surprise to you. The unknown is your friend. So this feels like advice. So perhaps because you always like to pay attention to the details, know how everything is going to work out, plan it, be pragmatic about it, and know exactly the details of everything. But this time you don't know the details. So there's something that's going on in your life where you don't know how it's going to pan out. You don't have full control of the situation. And perhaps maybe you're trying to control that situation or make something happen so you can actually, or get some semblance of control where you actually know what's going on, or get some semblance of how something is going to turn out. But in this instance, you don't. And perhaps you're a little bit out of kilter. So if this is advice, the best thing that you could do right now is do what you're really good at. Go within, spend some time on your own, do that thing that you do that makes you feel powerful, that makes you feel connected, that makes you feel you again. So, that could be just spending some time on your own, going for a walk, playing with your garden, playing with your pets. It could be meditation. It's probably more of an earthly feel. Whatever you do to get you connected is something that you haven't been doing of late because something's been distracting you, and perhaps you have been trying to figure something out. And what perhaps you've forgotten is the best way you do that is to take some time out to yourself. So perhaps you've actually been giving too much to other people and been spending your time there rather than on yourself. And maybe there is a situation going on with them that you don't know and you're trying to help them out with. What this is advising to do is to embrace the unknown and go, you know what, I don't know. And I'm okay with that. And just let it go and go back to your space. In that space is where you always get your inspiration, where you always get your answers, and you come back into your center and you come back into your place of power. I don't feel I need to go anywhere else with this. This is whatever this situation is. I could probably drill down and get more on the information, but it is a general read, and I am trying to keep this reading short. And if you've watched any of my other videos, it never happens. So whatever it is that's going on in your life right now, it has got you out of kilter. Accept what you don't know, or accept that you don't know how things are going to pan out, and just get back into center, get back to doing you and doing what works for you. So it'll be interesting to see what the challenges or opportunities are going to be. So this me time reversed, and it's only just come into the reversal. I would say that it hasn't been going on in your life very long. This distraction may have been going on for maybe 2 weeks, 4 weeks, something like that, if that's a bit of a timing confirmation for you. But it's definitely something that you've not known the outcome for too long. Like you quite flexible in not knowing how things are going to pan out for a little while, but you're thinking, yeah, I've been focusing on the details for so long and I've been trying to make this happen and I still don't know. And that's what's starting to frustrate you. And you may be trying to go about different ways of trying to make it happen. And that is starting to work against you. It's actually starting to go into the reversal. So, all right. So let's have a look. We'll use the Tarot of Dreams and have a look at any challenges or opportunities in your life. So this could be a challenge, but you never know. It could be an opportunity in itself. Whenever you're faced with a challenge, it gives you the opportunity to grow through it and actually strengthen from it. And last shuffle. That'll do. All right, any challenges or opportunities in your life right now? Page of Swords. Okay, I'm just going to get another one. So it's something to do with communication, testing the boundaries of what you can and can't say, a search for the truth or a quest for the truth. Let's just get some clarification on challenges and opportunities. Standing up and speaking your ground, that wanted to come out. and that's come out as well. And on the back of the deck, strength. And again, I won't have the room to put that there, so I'll put that out of shot, but that's strength. So we've got the 9 of Cups, Roman numerals thrown with you every time, and the 5 of Wands. So there is going to be an opportunity for a wish fulfillment, because the 9 of Cups is a wish fulfillment on an emotional level. And I feel like moving these up here a little bit. Okay, so this wish fulfillment is for the truth, but it is sort of a rite of passage at the moment. You're having an internal struggle with the truth itself, or finding the truth, or wanting things to be according to your truth. I'm just going to tune in and channel anything from this. It feels like there's something that needs to come through. Just one second. There's definitely something that you're wrestling with on an internal level. I don't think you're actually voicing this to many people. You're still trying to figure it out itself. That's the unknown. But there is something that you desire, a wish fulfillment that you desire, that you can't quite make happen. And normally you're used to being able to make things happen on a physical, tangible level. You're able to move things around in order to get things moving, at least in a direction that you want to go towards the ideal goal that you want to get, or the ideal feeling that you want to feel or experience. Perhaps you want to reach out to someone or talk to someone about that, but you're having an internal struggle as to how you go about that. You don't know how the conversation's going to go, for example. What do I say? How do I approach it? There is a desire. So an example of that is you want to ask someone out on a date. You have no idea whether they're going to go for it. You don't even know perhaps whether they're available or not. And you don't know how they're going to respond or react to you. So you're processing that on an internal level, possibly longer than you normally do, because this is a desire that actually means a lot to you. It's actually dear to your heart, and it's something that you think can really make you happy, and you think that you could bring light to that situation as well. So I would say it's something that you've been thinking on for a while, or the idea of wanting to express that or voice that has been going on for a while, as has the internal struggle around it. This could be, just tune in a little bit deeper. It could be a belief that it feels like a level up. So an example of this could be approaching a prospective employer for a role that you think that you may not be qualified enough for. It's sort of a feel of leveling up and working with yourself in a way to find the wisdom and strength, because that was the underlying energy, to actually make that move. Actually organize an appointment with that employer, or reach out to that person that you're interested in and want to have a date with, or whatever it is, whatever communication that you've been deliberating on. It's about gathering the strength and the resources in order to make that happen, make that first contact happen, because it means a lot to you. It really does mean a lot to you. And the best way to do that, ironically, is to go back within and do that thing that you do that makes you feel good, that makes you feel centered, that makes you feel grounded and connected, and accept that you don't know how this is going to pan out. You don't know whether the employee is going to say yes or no, or that person is going to say yes or no to your invitation. You don't know that, but accept that and be okay with not knowing. Connect in. When you connect in, whether you're doing it consciously or not, you are connecting in with guides. You are connecting in with the universal intelligence when you do that thing that you do that makes you feel centered, when you go within and spend time on your own. That's really, really vital at the moment before you move forward. The internal struggle is there because you haven't been doing that. Okay, so let's have a look at advice. Oh, I've got to reach over here to get those cards. Advice or attitudes to adopt. And I'll probably be using 2 decks with this one. So this one is the Seeker Oracle. And I love this deck. It's so beautiful. Advice or attitudes to adopt. The last one's always like, okay. Advice or attitudes to adopt. And again, I don't generally take these reversed. If they come out reversed, it means it meant to. Advice or attitudes to adopt. You're meant to be seen. Okay. Set it free. What I'm getting from that, process and absorb. Absolutely perfect. Let's actually get that in shot. So you're meant to be seen, but not quite yet. What this is saying, and what is the saying? If it's yours, set it free. And if it was always truly yours, then it'll come back to you. I don't know. I probably butchered that. But that is what this is saying. Now is the time to actually go within and process and absorb that teaching. If it's not meant to be yours, accept that. But if it is meant to be yours, great. But set it free. Go, you know what? Even without this job, person, whatever, I'm still good. My life still rocks. It's okay. But it's really important to take some time out and absorb that teaching. That's the advice and the attitude to adopt. So I'll just get what this one wants to say. And this deck is the Mystical Wisdom. Perfect deck title to use for advice or attitudes to adopt. But we'll see also, you know, the unexpected and, you know, near future and see what is coming out with regards to this. Okay, so still on advice or attitudes to adopt. There it is. Okay, children. Know that your children are protected. I haven't been showing these to the camera. Oh. Okay, and underlying that, 7 deadly sins, humanity's destructive traits. So perhaps this has made you go back to a pattern of behavior that was not serving you. You know, what are the deadly sins? They're like lust, greed, sloth, those sorts of things. Perhaps you have been, because you haven't been doing the me time, that's the best way. It can be looked as escapism, but it's not. You go in there to process and absorb. But what you've been doing perhaps is you've been doing it via a way of, you know, being too lazy, or maybe drinking too much, or overindulging in some way to try and escape this. Because I feel the idea of not either getting that job or getting that date with that person or whatever it is, the idea of that is a little bit too painful. And perhaps you're actually looking at that as your only option in life, or that person or that job is your only option in life. But what these cards are actually advising you to do is to go, you know what, without it, I'm good. Because your resistance to not having it is keeping it away. Your feeling of trying to grab onto it, it's sort of like trying to hold on to a cat that does not want to be held. The more you try and hold on to that cat, the more it's going to scratch you to shit house. But if you let the cat go and then go, you know what, I'm okay with that cat not sitting on my lap, what's going to happen is that cat's going to go, oh, phew, you know, I'm free to go if I want to. So therefore, I feel safe in going to that person and getting a cuddle from that person. It's that sort of energy. Let it be free. Let that person be free. Let that job be free, or the idea of getting that job be free. And if it does come back to you, then you'll know it's yours. And that person or job is going to be attracted to you because it wants to be, or it is actually supposed to be a part of your life. I feel if you do whatever it is that you do in your introversion time or your me time, that's when the answer is going to come through as to additional information, additional to this. Don't let this reading be the only thing, the only piece of information. It's like a piece of the puzzle. You're going to get some more information through your me time as to how to move forward. But at the moment, everything is saying your strength is going to be gained in doing quality me time, quality, and perhaps spending time with your children or protecting your inner child. Perhaps your inner child is actually feeling very vulnerable with the idea of not receiving this. Like a child, if they're focused on getting something or having a certain toy or whatever, and they can get obsessed with that, that child can feel a little bit insecure and vulnerable without the possession of that, and that's why children act out. So what, and this is advice again, advice and attitudes to adopt, is to actually protect that inner child of yours. And is there another way that you can feel the way you're going to feel, or you believe you're going to feel, if you do get that job or get that relationship with person? Is there another way you can meet that need, or another way you can feel that and get to experience that? And if there is, and there always is, do that. So you then still get to satisfy that. You get to satisfy your inner child, even if it's, going on a date with someone similar. So you just get to experience it. Or, if it's a car or a house that you want to buy and perhaps you think it's out of your financial league, take it for a test drive anyway. Go into an open house anyway and sit on the chairs, sit in a car, turn the engine on, take it for a drive. That still gets you, it sort of satisfies, not completely, but it gets you into the energy of feeling that. So your inner child is going to feel satiated in a way. Okay. But it is definitely really important to set it free, go back into your me time, do what works in a healthy way and quality way, and protect your vulnerable inner child by making it feel safe and secure. And the best way to do that is firstly do that, but do things that make you feel good. And if you really want it, you're really sort of obsessed on getting this feeling, get something that is a substitute or as close to, again, in a healthy way. All right, so let's have a look at what you expect to happen. And this is using the Crystal Visions Tarot. And this deck is so beautiful. It's so pretty. One more shuffle. The third shuffle always sucks for some reason. Okay. What you expect to happen. There it is. The Star. You're very hopeful. You're very hopeful. Seven of Swords. Okay, so I feel like putting that there. So you've been hopeful for this. You've been hoping on this for quite a while, I would say. This has been in your life, or the idea of making a move or wanting it, or how, thinking about how it's going to look. You do feel positive that it is actually going to, this is what you expect to happen. You do expect something to happen. I don't think that, like with the Seven of Swords in what I call the completion phase, perhaps there's been some sort of deceit in the past, or there's something that you're not telling yourself or admitting to yourself, or there's something that, for example, you've given an employer a resume and you haven't been entirely truthful on the resume, or there's things that you've omitted from it. It could be something that you've done with a friend or an ex or something, where there has been some sort of deceit and there was a breakup that happened. But perhaps, and the Star is an Aquarian card, so it could be Aquarian. Let's just put that one out there, where you hope to come back and maybe even rectify that or shed some light. You've got a wish granted, and this is the wish card. So it's a very, very dear wish to your heart. You do expect to actually have this granted. You have a lot of hope that at some point this can work, but you also do know that you're going to have to fess up. So everyone makes mistakes. Everyone, especially if you feel that you were not protected or not safe, you feel a little vulnerable, you're just protecting yourself. But in so doing, perhaps that in protecting yourself, there was some area where you weren't entirely truthful because you had to be. And my throat, wow. there's something you didn't say. And this is really strange because I'm getting choked up to the point where I'm having trouble talking. So I'm just going to do a clearing. Just one sec. Okay. There's something that you didn't say. It certainly has something to do with communication or sending a message through. It feels that you're all choked up. It was a very negative energy that was affecting you, a very negative energy. That could be an outside influence of anyone or anything or any energy. It could be a limiting belief system that, or what Eckhart Tolle calls a pain body, that was having a huge influence over you at that time and was what was behind the behavior that you felt you had to do in order to protect yourself and stay safe. It was something that you learnt when you were a little kid. And I remember experiencing this when I was trying to overcome addictions, and just the idea of stopping drinking or stopping smoking, there was those two addictions that I had. My throat would do that. It would actually clamp up. It's like, well, no, you don't, because I need that substance. I need that addiction. I need to continue to keep this lie because the idea of fessing up, too painful. No, it is not going to happen. So there was truths that didn't get said. And perhaps some of the things that you want to do is actually voice those truths. And like, I'm feeling for you because this energy is harsh. It is an external energy, or it is a limiting belief system that has taken on a life of its own. When you have that within you, for example, I'll just use addictions. It might not be that, but I use that as an example. It can feel like possession. The moment you say no to smoking or no to drinking again, it rears up, and it is very, very painful. The idea of actually stopping that behavior and moving into a direction that you actually desire. The direction you desire could be to get clean in some way, shape, or form, or overcome an addiction. But whenever you've decided to do that or move forward in that way, there's something within you that has put up a hell of a lot of resistance, to the point where moving forward in the way that you want is just way too painful. Way too painful. You have to do it in increments. You have to slow down and do a little bit slower. That is the take it slow, I think, would probably be a really good title for this reading, because in order to get what you need to do, you need to remove this block, because that had me strangled just before. And I have had negative influences. I've done trance channeling. I've done all of that. I know how it feels when you get that energy. And that's what that was. It didn't want me saying this. When you actually look at this sort of energy, like, for example, when I'm looking now at that energy from, I think it was 10 years ago or something like that, it's nothing. It's a nothing burger. Like quitting smoking, I don't smoke now. It's nothing to me. But at the time, oh, no way. No way. The idea, no, I can't do it. I can't do it. I'm not ready. I have to take my time with this, because this limiting belief system, and maybe actually on a side note, some crystals might help, some healing crystals, things that can give you power and protection and clearing energy. Quartz, these are all really good stones to work with. These are good protection stones, tourmaline, and the amethyst here. Interesting, I've chosen all these stones as well. That gives you a sense of power and protection as well. So you never know, because that moved. I just thought I'd add that in, that it can help. You might have some stones that you use when you hold. It actually gives you that sense of power. Trust me, I know that whatever this energy is, you are more powerful than it. It can come on, and again, I almost stopped this reading because I thought to continue this reading, I was going to suffocate. So it is a very formidable energy, but you are more powerful, and you need to remember that. And this energy knows that, whether it's an addiction, whether it's a personality, like another person in your life who is making you feel this way, or whether it's the past and the idea of fessing up to something in your past, whatever it is, it's very strong. but you can do this. Maybe what's an idea that you can do is actually go there in your mind and play it out in your mind. The idea of living a life not drinking or not smoking, or living a life actually, having dared to go for that job, and you're now in it. You're now working in that job, even though you thought you were underqualified. I've now done it. I actually did it. And how easy was that? I'm now in that relationship with that person who I didn't think I was nowhere near good enough with. I've now fessed up to any past negative behaviors, and it worked out. That person forgave me, and it feels amazing. Go there, play with it in your mind, because it's not actually happening, but your mind doesn't know the difference between what's happening and like what's real. If you're playing something out in your mind, it thinks it's actually happening. So you might get some resistance. If you do, just ground yourself using these crystals. I'll gripping onto this crystal for dear life. Doing any clearing practices, that if you're a spiritual person, you need clearing practices that help prior to doing that. Maybe seeing someone to help do some inner child work or shadow work. If you know how to do that, that would be really helpful here. But it is a very formidable force, and maybe that's actually what's drawing you to escape into smoking, drinking, if that's relevant to you. And because you're wanting to escape the pain of and the only reason why this, and it's strange that I'm spending so much time on this, but this is where you need to shift the energy. And this is actually what you expect to happen. You expect to be choked up. You expect to choke, and you expect to not be able to do it. But you also, at the same time, expect to act because you feel like you have to do it. You have to try, because if you don't, then you'll live that, like, you don't want to be that person on your deathbed who says, I wish I did. You want to be that person on your deathbed that says, I'm glad I did. I'm glad I even at least gave it a go. What that is, that's what this energy is, or that's the energy that you're in. But you have no idea how this is going to play out. You want to be recognized. You want to be seen, not as the villain, but as someone who, is just struggling and going through something. And even if that's seen just to yourself, you want to prove something to yourself, but I feel it's to an external force. So you've got a huge desire drawing you forward, but you've also got a shadow side preventing you from doing that. That needs to be addressed first. That needs to be looked at first. And you need to do whatever you do in a healthy way to look at that and let go of the idea of having it. Just play it over in your mind. And maybe for now, let that be enough. Okay. Oh, that was intense. All right. So let's have a look now. Wow. That was really intense for my first star sign read. Wow. Okay. So this is called the Learning Tarot. Good for beginners if you're interested in tarot. This is the unexpected. This is what you don't expect to happen. And it could be completely unrelated. You never know, but we'll see. The unexpected. And I'll shuffle this and shot. There we go. And on the back of the deck, which I probably won't put here, I don't have enough room, the Empress reversed. So that's insecurity, what we were just talking about, infertility, lack of confidence, exactly what we're talking about, lack of growth, because this is stopping you from moving forward. You know that. You know that in order to grow and move forward, you need to move through this. And that's what you're trying to do. And kudos to you, because most people don't have the strength or the courage to do that. You do. And that's why this aspect of you is so threatened, because it knows your power and it knows you can do this, because you've got this solid sense of hope that you're going to make this happen. And that's why it's so threatened. Okay. Overbearing tendencies, disharmony, and negligence. So again, tend to yourself this time. All right. So this one, there's only two. Oh, maybe I can have that in shot. Queen of Swords. Maybe not. Okay, so Queen of Swords. This is in the upright form. Okay, and again, the Queen of Swords, I see her as an Aquarian, and also the star as an Aquarian energy. So let that land as it may. So thought dominates feelings, perceptiveness, keen insight, fair judgment, right decisions. Now is the time to stand up for yourself and be clear about what you want and what you need. One who has suffered loss or hardship, and an intelligent, witty, analytical man or woman. Okay, so the Queen of Swords is someone who can bear a lot of pain, and just not let them break it. Okay, so let's have a look at the Two of Pentacles reversed. Lacking balance, lack of organization, poor financial decisions, biting off more than you can chew, poor concentration. Okay, so I actually think I can fit this in here. There we go. Perfect. Oh, that's looking really good. Okay, so what you need to, because your emotions, oh, there's more here. I didn't even see them. Now that's interesting. I'll take that into account. So, all right, look at that. Okay, so Five of Pentacles, unemployment, frustration. Perhaps what's happened is maybe you are not working at the moment and you want to get another job, and you've never been that way because you're such a hard worker. Perhaps that could be what you're going through at the moment. Frustration, adversity, spiritual awareness, faith restored, the end of poverty or unemployment. So that's the Five of Pentacles reversed. And we've got four. So there's a few reversals here. Four of Wands reversed, unhappy families, postponed, cancelled reunions. Interesting. Again, it could be getting back with an ex, or at least fessing up. Leaving home, a pause to relax, narrow-mindedness and disapproval. So perhaps that, you fear that you're going to be met with disapproval with regards to the situation that you're in or how you're handling it. I'm just going to tune into this. Just one second. Okay, there's something happened, certainly on a tangible physical level, most likely maybe with your body. The stress might be taking its toll on your body. There's a lot of reversals here, and you got the Empress reversed. So perhaps you've been neglecting your body with regards to this because you've been focusing so much on your emotions. Unexpectedly, there's going to be a rebalancing where you're going to go emotions, take a back seat for a little bit. I'm going to be a little bit more analytical about this. And you're really good with doing that. So go back into your me time, go back into your own space where you have that strength and where you are strong and you're in your own Virgo power. That's when you can actually start to balance this out again. Unexpectedly, you don't believe that you can do it, but you can. And then when you do that, things are going to turn around, but in an area where you least expect. So perhaps, for example, if you let go of the idea of going on a date with this person, or rectifying things with an old friend or an old flame or whatever, if you let that go, perhaps you actually land the job you want. There's going to be a reward in an unexpected area. There's going to be that release where you felt left out in the cold, where you felt that you were hard done by. That release is going to bring anything in that you've been desiring. And it's going to bring in first the thing with least resistance. There's a lot of resistance around what this is. So unexpectedly, and my guess is you're actually going to do that now, you're going to get some reward. There's going to be a positive shift in your life, most probably in a different area, in like a health area or a financial one, where something is going to turn around. So if what you're desiring is a person and you're unemployed, you release this person, you're going to get a job offer. That's the sort of energy that I'm thinking here. And you need to release the emotions of it. Unexpectedly, that's what you're going to do. And you're going to rebalance yourself as a result. Or you're going to realize that this is the adjustment that you need. And you're really good at just adjusting. You just got to commit to doing it. So this could be a turnaround of maybe your family life is going to improve, or this offering of a different job is going to create some sort of foundation or solid foundation. It'll bring some money in. This is an example, and that's going to actually make you feel a bit more grounded. So it's like, cool, now I'm in a better place to go in that direction. All right. So that's unexpected. So now let's have a look, and I'm already going over the time I wanted, but anyway, have a look at the near future. I always go over time. And this will be from the time you're reading it or listening to it, about 2 to 4 weeks. So this is timeless. You know, even if you're watching this in a month's time, it'll be, I'm going to try that again, so shuffle again. It'll be a month from when you're watching it. Okay, that was a better shuffle. All right, so what's coming up in the next 2 to 4 weeks? This next month, what's coming up that wanted to come out? A brand new beginning. A brand new beginning. And on the, I'm going to get some more, but on the back of the deck was 5 of Wands reversed, and you had the 5 of Wands there. So you're going to, oh, that just jumped out. You're going to, whatever this rite of passage is, you are actually going to get through it. You are going to get through it. You are going to move it. And that's what's going to be unexpected, actually. You're going to go, oh, I actually moved through this. I actually got through this. I was able to move on. I don't know whether you're going to, I think, because with the 4 of Pentacles, it's about, this is a new beginning that you have actually been working on for a while. But this 4 of Pentacles, and I'll just get some more, is about withholding, keeping to yourself. Okay. All right. So look at that. Perfect. I'm just going to take a drink. Oh, that's better. Okay. So the 4 of Pentacles, and it's surrounded by it's surrounded by 2 major arcanas. So in the near future, within the next 2 to 4 weeks, something brand new is going to come about. And the Fool is here in what I call the completion phase. It's been in your energy for a while. This new beginning has been in your energy for a while, but perhaps you've been resisting it coming through because you thought it wasn't what you wanted, or you've been resisting it. But when you actually release this resistance, and the 8 of Cups reversed, I see is doing the shadow work. You actually go in and find a deeper meaning within life. And then when you find that deeper meaning, you actually go, okay, this is how I want to feel. This is the bigger perspective of life. This is what I really want. It's not the bells and whistles and the distractions. This is actually what I truly want. You're going to go within and find that. And then when you find that, you're going to resonate from that frequency. And when you resonate from that frequency, anything that is a match to it on a physical plane will then come to you, which is what this is saying as well. So you're going to go within. You're going to go, actually without, with the 4 of Pentacles, you're going to hold your cards close to your chest. But in that, there's a sense of fate about it. This is one of those life growth opportunities that, as a soul, and my throat is starting to go again, that is why you came here to learn. Whatever this lesson is that you're learning, that's why you came here. This is one of those big key growth opportunities in your life, and that's what you're getting the opportunity to clear. That's why this limiting belief system, which, or pain body or person, or whatever it is, or addiction, was placed in your life to give you the incentive or the contrast required to actually give you the motivation to make the change. When you make the change, because this is really uncomfortable now, when you make the change, that's when you grow, because you have to. You have to find a way to grow. And the best way to do that is just doing what you're best at and go within. Do that thing, spend some time on your own, and you're going to do that. But it's actually going to feel really good. I want to get some clarifies. Try and say that. It's not coming out. This feels like wants to clarify, and this is the Energy Oracle deck. And for some reason, I knew I'd use this deck to clarify. So what I want clarification is how is this going to look? How is it going to represent itself in the next 2 to 4 weeks? Like it's definitely shadow work of some sort. 3 cards, I'll take it. And I've got to make sure that they're in shot. That is in shot there. The World. This is like you've got the World and the Fool. Major ending. So I don't think perhaps it'll be 100% clear. And you've got the Goddess of the Moon on the back of the deck, which I won't put anywhere. Let's see if I can fit it in the read. Okay, look at that. And just checking that they're all in shot. There we go. Okay, it's still not going to be 100% clear because you've got the Sun reversed and you've got the Four of Pentacles. So, and the Goddess of the Moon is sort of like the High Priestess reversed. So I think you'll still be searching, but in that search is your new beginning in your life. That is what's going to be happening over the next 2 to 4 weeks. You're going to be going within. You're going to get an appreciation for life again. You're going to actually embrace the unknown. And it's interesting. It's begun so far. The reading has begun on that and ended. I'm going to get some more cards for the next 2 to 4 months, or 2 to 6 months. But it's just maybe another title for this reading is Embrace the Unknown. Be okay with not knowing. And that is what is actually something and that is the biggest growth opportunity that you came to do, to not be in control of every little detail and be okay with appreciating the moment as it presents itself. And in that is going to change your fate. And unexpectedly, that is going to be reflected in your physical reality as a result. But with an ending, a successful ending, there's going to be a successful brand new beginning. And once you really get this, the wheels of fate are going to turn in your favor. What I was going to say there, though, I believe that we have the power to create our own fate. When we're working on autopilot, the universe has, the reins of our fate. But once you actually start taking control of this and doing the inner work and going, you know what, I'm going to work with the universe. I don't know yet, and that's okay. That's when you start creating your own fate. And it feels like an oxymoron where you're creating and designing your own reality while at the same time letting go. Hold your desire dear to your heart. Don't let go of what feels good. Don't let go of the hope, but let go of it manifesting in the way that you think it should, or who you think it should manifest with. And when you do that and you let go and you let God and you go in and do the shadow work and go within and find a deeper meaning in life, that's when something amazing, absolutely amazing, is going to begin in your life without that energy. And you're not going to know yourself. All right, so let's have a look at the potential now for the next 2 to 6 months. Again, this is not set in stone. This can change. So, take this as it may. But the next 2 to 6 months, and I'll end the reading on that. All right, good shuffle. Next 2 to 6 months, you're going to be really focused. You're going to be back in your element again. Because the Eight of Pentacles, it says Eight of Earth, but Eight of Pentacles here, education, focus, details. This is you. You're going to, in the next 2 to 6 months, everything is going to begin to turn around for you. Yeah, look at that. I don't need to get any more. That's perfect. Make sure it's in short. It is. Okay. So, and the Ace of Water, or the Ace of Cups, is emotions, relationship, intuition. So you're going to be really focused on a brand new relationship. Brand new. I don't know whether it's going to be with this person, if it's a person that you want, but it's going to be something that you're going to be 100% focused on. And you're going to be able, that is sort of in alignment with this. I would say it's more likely a person, being the Ace of Cups, but it could be a creative endeavor as well. It could be you've been wanting to start your own business, but not game enough to actually go out there on your own. That could be what it is that you've been hoping to achieve, but felt that you couldn't, or there's some sort of internal struggle. What I'm seeing here is you're going to overcome that internal struggle. You're going to overcome that belief system that tells you that you're not worthy, or you're not good enough, or that you can't get that person or that job or start your own business or whatever it is that you've been wanting. And you have to control everything. That's what this limiting belief system is telling you, or even this person. It could be a person that's telling you And you're going to go, what? Nah, I'm not going to let you control my life anymore because you've just done nothing but wreck it. When you listen to this voice, it just completely stuffs everything up. If this could be an ex, that's actually what was contributing to it and contributing to the breakup, because you listen to that voice and it's not serving you. It's okay to let go of the outcome and let the details fill in themselves. And that is what you're here to learn most, is to be okay with that. And then once you let go and find your deeper meaning in life, that's when things will start moving in the direction that you want. It'll take on maybe a different form, but it'll move in the direction that you want. And then you're going to feel stable again. You're going to feel grounded again. You're going to feel wanted and desired again. You're going to feel useful again. You're going to feel that you're appreciated by others. And you're going to be 100% focused on that, because you're going to appreciate the benefit of it now, where before you possibly couldn't, because this voice was just too loud and it was just too dominating. But now you're dominating that voice. You're going to go, no. Yep, maybe you're trying to protect me, to protect that inner child, but that's it. I've got that now. I can protect that inner child, and I do that by focusing on things that make me feel good, not focusing on things that make me feel bad. Okay, so I'll just tune in and to see if there's anything else. This is going to be a really difficult shift, and you've already experienced how difficult that is. But I said it before, the fact that you're even attempting it shows amazing strength. You want to stand up and be recognized by whoever or whatever. And inherent in even desiring that or thinking that you're worthy of it is your strength. Whereas this voice is telling you, no, it's your weakness. It's not. Don't listen to that voice. You know what it sounds like. It screams at it. It makes you feel bad. It makes you feel not good enough. It makes you feel worthy. Whenever you think a thought and it makes you feel that, say no. You know what? I'm just going to let go of everything. I'm going to let go of the desire. I'm going to let go of that thought. I'm going to let go of all of that stuff that is making me feel resistant, that is making me feel down and negative. And I'm going to focus instead on myself. I'm going to focus instead on things that make me feel good, or thinking things that make me feel good, or fantasizing about it. And finding a deeper meaning in life. And when you do that, that is your growth opportunity learnt. And then when you fully embrace that and get really, really good at it, your life is going to reflect that, and it's going to start to turn around almost in a miraculous way. Because once you release the biggest and toughest energy that you'll ever go through, you'll be able to get through anything, but you have the strength to do it. And you know that you can do it. And the reason I know I can say that for sure is because that energy that I literally felt, that knows it too. And that's why it's trying everything it possibly can to stay alive within you. But it has no chance whatsoever. And it was basically, it's in its death throes. And that's when it feels the hardest. But that's when you can't stop. You can't quit, because you are so close. You are so close to living an amazing life. You're going to look back in 2 to 6 months and look back on where you're going through now and go, whew, I'm such a different person. I'm living such a different life. I'm glad I went through that, and I'm glad I actually persisted and kept going and kept moving towards what makes me feel good. And I'm glad I said no to that, because this might be screaming at you now, but in 2 to 6 months' time, it's just going to be a little whisper, and you're going to go, what is? That voice, maybe personify it, maybe make it look like something, and then make that something just be so tiny that you can just put it in your little pocket. And it reduces the severity of it. It reduces the sound of it. Make it so squeaky that you cannot hardly even hear what it says. Like, yeah, I can't even hear you. Just flick it away. So like a little booger. Flick it away. And let it have that place in your mind, because it no longer has any place in your life anymore. It's not serving you anymore. This is where you're headed. So where you're headed, whew, amazing. And you can do it, and you will do it too. I have no doubt whatsoever. You've got the determination, you've got the strength, you know how, you just got to do it. And then when you do, your life is going to reflect that reward after reward. And I have just recently done a reading on, you know, the rewards in your life. So maybe you can have a look at that and see if that resonates with you. Oh, okay, so that's where I'm going to leave it. I don't know if they're all in the shot, but that's enough. So thank you very much for joining me, Virgo. It's been quite, like, for my first star sign read, it's been an amazing read. I've thoroughly enjoyed every single bit of it, even this bit there, because what that did is like, you know what? I'm going to continue on with this read. I'm not going to let that feeling dominate me. I choked up. I coughed a lot. I gave myself a bit of space to let it move through, and I cleared the energy, but I kept on going, and I'm glad I did, because I got to read this for you. So, and you can do the same thing. Amazingly powerful read, and you're an amazingly powerful person. Love being your energy. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. So if you liked it and you resonated with it, definitely put something in the comments there. If you want me to do a specific read on anything, put that in the comments, and I can absolutely do that read for you guys. That's what I'm here to do. And like, share, subscribe, all of that good stuff. You've been on YouTube, you know how it works. But until next week, when I do my next read, I'll say thank you so much and bye.